that.
But more importantly, you believed it.
I believed it, yeah, and I don't know why.
Barry Gibb, the last surviving member of the Bee Gees, once made the world dance with timeless hits like Stayin' Alive and How Deep Is Your Love. Today, however, he lives quietly in his Miami mansion, far removed from the limelight. At nearly 80, Barry isn't physically ill but suffers from emotional withdrawal. He avoids crowds, public events, and even ordinary risks, haunted by a lifelong fear of loss. His days now revolve around small joys, watching cartoons, tending to his garden, and finding peace in solitude. Childhood trauma and lifelong fear. Barry's silence traces back to a tragic childhood accident when he spilled boiling water on himself at just 2 years old. Doctors doubted his survival, but he recovered after years in hospitals and isolation. The trauma left deep psychological scars, shaping a lifelong fear of uncertainty and separation. Later, being separated from his family only deepened his mistrust and emotional distance. These early experiences made Barry overly cautious and deeply introspective, traits that would define both his personality and his career as he constantly sought control in an unpredictable world. The rise and fall of the Bee Gees. In his 20s, Barry, alongside his brothers Robin and Morris, formed the Bee Gees, a band that would go on to redefine pop and disco music. Their 1970s success, particularly with Saturday Night Fever, made them global icons. Yet fame brought its own downfall. The Disco Sucks backlash in 1979 abruptly ended their dominance, turning public admiration into mockery. Barry's trust in fame shattered, and he withdrew from the spotlight, choosing instead to write and produce for others. Despite his success, Barry began feeling like a prisoner of his own creation, admired yet misunderstood. Endless loss and emotional collapse. Barry's later life was marked by unimaginable personal loss. His youngest brother Andy died at 30, followed by Morris in 2003 and Robin in 2012. Each death left Barry more broken and silent. He often expressed guilt, especially over Andy, believing he failed to save him. After Morris's death, he could no longer bear performing Bee Gees songs. When Robin passed, Barry described it as losing the last piece of myself. Depression consumed him, and it was only through the steadfast support of his wife, Linda, that he found the strength to make music again. A quiet return and lasting legacy. Encouraged by Linda, Barry returned to music, releasing In the Now and later Greenfields, the Gibb Brothers Songbook, Volume 1. These works were not triumphant comebacks, but heartfelt tributes to his lost brothers. In 2018, he was knighted for his contributions to music, and in 2023, he was honored at the Kennedy Center. Yet, even in recognition, Barry admitted that awards brought little joy without his brothers beside him. He avoids watching documentaries about the Bee Gees, unable to face their memories, preferring to remember them through old recordings and quiet reflection. The echo of a legend today. Barry Gibb lives in solitude, content to let his music speak for him. He has accepted that the world may forget his name, and he finds peace in that acceptance. His songs continue to echo across generations, a reminder of love, loss, and resilience. Though he sees himself as a fading shadow, Barry's melodies remain timeless, the voice of a man who once turned pain into harmony. His story is not one of tragedy but of endurance, the quiet legacy of a soul that gave everything to music and learned to live with silence.